what up? It's Trap Hard Rufus, and today I got something special for y'all. We're doing the J. Cole Fall Off album review. Let me get my hat right first. I'll tell you what, man, go gang, nigga. Now, everybody knows the common consensus of J. Cole. Plain white shirt, car with one door panel that's a different color than the rest of the vehicle. He likes to put on this air of being like this normal guy rapper. Everybody gives him a lot of shit for it. I'm not gonna really be in the argument of whether he is like a good representation of a normal guy rapper or not. I mean, until we get into this review, because this is just based on this album. But I think he said this is his final album, as it is titled The Fall Off. And he's been teasing this and alluding to this for a long time. It's kind of part of the J. Cole mythos. All the way back since KOD. And I will admit, I was a pretty big J. Cole fan, like back in the day, like back in middle school. I think it was because I was more like ruminating and emotional, like typical, middle school, haven't really figured yourself or the world out yet, sort of thing going on. And then I started listening to like Chief Keef more. I stopped being so serious about things. I eventually got into like underground music. And well, enough of my backstory. Let's get into the album. Okay. I mean, before I do that, what exactly was I expecting from this album? I was thinking, it's called The Fall Off, right? I think the moment I saw that title, when I heard the title, I was thinking maybe this is like an irony. Like a cruel irony. Like maybe this album is going to be so bad that he seals the deal. Maybe he doesn't care if it's good because it's going to be his fall off album anyway, so it doesn't matter if he doesn't want to make another album, so it doesn't matter if it's good or not, right? That could be it too. And also, I heard one of the songs before on a radio show podcast. I think Joe Budden was there, I think. And I think a lot of y'all have seen that clip. There was like the white dude and he was the only one rocking with it. Which is kind of I'll get into that point later. But enough of the pretext. Let's just get into the album. The intro. I think it's called 29 intro. I don't know who the sample singer was, but I do remember they said, "Ain't it like a friend of mine to hit me from behind?" And I don't know what he's alluding to by that, or if he even realized that was a part of the song, but that's an interesting way to start it. 2-6. Alright, the first real song of the album. I have a lot to say about this one. What did I put in my notes? Oh yeah. J. Cole made another Hamilton / Kid Cudi type trap song, rapping on a YouTube Drake beat from 2018. It's like a theater kid trap song. I mean, if y'all have heard it, it's got those like typical like slowed down, distorted, gothic sort of strings that you would expect from like the kind of beat that would play as the backtrack to a workout supplements commercial. I guess I don't really know how else to describe it. I think Drake made a whole album with that sound with 21 Savage. I don't remember what that album was called, but I think when I listened to it, I heard a lot of that. That's why I said 2018 Drake type YouTube beat. Um, it's the kind of song that my old Jamaican coworker from Buffalo Wild Wings, back when I worked there, would play off his phone, not on the speaker, but just off his phone, as like a dirty ass MP3 he pirated off YouTube intermittently between anime soundtracks and Naruto soundtracks and Attack on Titan soundtrack trap remixes and shit like that. So yeah, that's it's not really my kind of song. But going on to the next one, I thought much better of this one. Safety. I actually added this one to my playlist. I like this track quite a bit. I said it's the kind of autumnal shit that I look to J. Cole for. This is where he does best. This is the kind of beat, the kind of cadence and subject matter that he shines in. And I kind of got bored because it's very long. So in the middle, I was kind of like, when's this shit gonna end? Does he have to like go on this long? Like, what's he really going on about that he didn't go on about before? And then he started rapping about like somebody's gay uncle dying from like HIV/AIDS or some gay disease in a hospital bed. And I'm like, I don't think I've heard J. Cole rap about this before. This is getting spicy. And of course, you know, it's like a whole J. Cole like social awareness seminar sort of thing going on, but you know, it was a good like curveball. Pause. Uh Running a train. What immediately stuck out about the third track here is like, what the fuck is Future doing, man? What is he doing here? He sounds like an African witch doctor chanting a voodoo curse and shaking like a piece of grass and a bottle of like cocaine, gin, like African magic elixir over somebody. What he went like, what do you know about my pen? Like, get the fuck on out of here with that Future feature. That's all I really remember from that song. Fuck do you know about my pen? Poor thing, poor thing. I like the way this beat come in. This beat came in like confident. This beat came in strong. They got a boozy sample, I think, in there too, which is pretty cool. But I don't know why J. Cole's putting on this gangster shit again. Like gangster J. Cole is like very midlife crisisy sort of feeling. J. Cole rapping like a street dude is very like off-putting, and I don't know if it's like an identity crisis or like he's playing a character, but it's just not very like congruent. And I don't feel like he really has like the energy to make a trap song like that. As I explained earlier with the whole theater kid trap song sort of phenomenon that he does. That's a loud ass fly on my window. That's a swole ass fly. Well, that fly's got to put the needle down. That fly's gotta go to therapy or something. He's way too big. He's rage lifting. He's ego lifting. Uh, Legacy, Legacy. The next song is that this has got a nice ass beat. I really like the beat on this song. What was this song again? I forget what it sounded like. It might be the song I'm thinking about that I added to the play. Let's see if I did add it to my playlist actually. Opening up SoundCloud. Yeah, no, I didn't add that one because this was not the one I was thinking of, but I think this is the first J. Cole simp song of the album. J. Cole simp song is like an archetype of J. Cole song. It's like a pretty common one that he does. Uh, and there's other archetypes of J. Cole song too. Like I brought up the Theater Kid trap song earlier. Bunce Road Blues. Okay, we going back to Gangster J. Cole, and Future's on it again. I said, who greenlighted this? It just feels superfluous, Future being here. Then Thames was on there, and she was decent, not really that interesting. I don't really think she needed to be there either. You know how a lot of J. Cole songs kind of have this like sing-songy, relaxed, like sort of outro portion. But she did okay on that. I guess Cole could have just did it himself though. Like she didn't really offer anything interesting. Who the fuck is you? Another J. Cole gangster song with a 2018 Jamaican coworker B-Dubs worker type beat. And it's like when I heard this one, I thought this is something. You know the theater kid from Fanboy and Chum Chum? This is like a rap song he would make for like the like trap dude character in a play for the school play. Kid from yeah, it's on my history. I can just immediately get to it. Like I'm talking about like this dude. That's like the kind of trap song he would make. All right, back to my notes. Oh yeah, and in usual J. Cole fashion, he keeps trying to weave in like social messages and like Jermaine plain gray shirt, so awareness seminars and shit into everything. As usual. I think this is why I think I brought up the only the white guy in the Joe Budden show clip was fucking with the song because this kind of like throwing in little Jermaine awareness seminars and everything, it makes white audiences feel like it's like a quick sort of dopamine hit for feeling like you know hip hop better, I guess is a way to say it, or feeling like you're sort of like tuned in with like black people. All right, next song, Drum and Bass. Oh my God, he back at it again. Atlanta J. Cole. This shit is just too mature and down to earth for a problematic incel like me to understand his lyricism. This is probably the most Germain awareness seminar of a song I've heard so far on this album. The Let Out. When this beat started, when I heard the beat, my immediate thoughts was a Chicano J. Cole, ay 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 te muerte puto, and Dios mío puto, ay 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 ay, and after that it set on to me that only J. Cole makes leaving the club a tragic gun violence story. Germain awareness seminar. Bombs in the Ville. Now I like this one. I like the way the beat came in. Beat came in beautifully. Is this the closest thing we'll ever get to plug in BJ Cole? I don't even care that it's a simple song, simping song. It made my imagination go to the place of a J. Cole album produced by Goyard and Zan Gang, and that made me like explode with laughter just imagining that. But it might not actually be a bad idea. Somebody watching this, please consider making like a J. Cole plug-in B remix just for like shits and giggles. Lonely at the top. Lonely at the top. I like this one. It's like a eulogy for him. He sounds like he's gonna kill himself staring at a kid's playground he never got to play at. And it's like there's like a bunch of SoundCloud rappers playing on the playground, and then he kills himself, J. Cole, and they go over him to him and like poke him with an extended Glock clip with no bullets in it, and they're like, twin, you low Kirk, you really cook, bro, and it's like they're and skull emoji. And when they talk, it's like a speech bubble with like a skull emoji and like a broken heart emoji at the end of it. Every sentence they say. A Gen Z SoundCloud rapper. And the next song was kind of like that, but it reveals that he didn't actually do it. And now he's heated and he's motivated again and he's gonna keep on going. 39 Intro is the name of the song. Next up is The Fall Off is The Fall Off is Inevitable. And this one was cool. I didn't expect him to do this. He's going backward through his life. He's starting the song at his own funeral and going all the way back to his birth. And this is like a very strong reflection song. So this is getting me hyped for the rest of the album actually. This is like we're going up. We're going to the last few songs were like a good false end, and now we're going on to like the real. We're getting on to the real meat without pause. With now that I don't have to say pause. Fuck that. Without the Disney musical trap songs on it. The Villist. This is probably the most average possible J. Cole song I've ever heard. All the typical J. Cole themes. Erykah Badu was smooth though, not a bad song. Old Dog. We're back, Gangster J. Cole. Trap J. Cole. Stripper music, fat stripper music, J. Cole. Single mom music, J. Cole. Again with the identity crisis. It's sort of like self-conscious identity crisis, but it's like it still doesn't come off as very congruent. Like the Future features don't. Life Sentence. Afro Pop J. Cole, okay. DL Homeboy song. It's sort of I wasn't sure if he was talking about like his homie or if he was talking about his like girlfriend, but I think it got closer to his girlfriend by about the end of the song, so that's sort of relieving. Only You. Okay, it looks like simp Afrobeat J. Cole might be a thing for the album. Burna Boy was decent. We had a Germain awareness seminar, humble gray shirt awareness seminar at the end with some slam poetry by White the Flow Minister at the end. Man Up Above. This is a cool little catchy hook. It was sort of clockwork sounding. Might get kind of annoying, but also might sort of be catchy if you listen to it a few times. But at this point I was thinking, does he ever get tired of telling the same like gun violence tragedy story over and over again? Because he does this a lot. I Love Her Again. we've reached the pinnacle of J. Cole simp songs, and now we have a J. Cole stalker song. He travels from Fayetteville to New York to Atlanta, chasing after her, and she becomes an OnlyFans model in the end, of course. And he made himself sound like Q-Tip during the hook. With some, I thought that was Q-Tip on the hook, but it's actually just a good old Jermaine with like a voice modifier, forming up pitching. What if? What if? This is J. Cole role playing as Biggie writing a letter to Pac, I think. This is like the Third Reich for old heads, I gotta say. This is actually the song from that Joe Budden show clip that I was talking about where only the white dude was bumping his head. Yeah, like I said, Third Reich for old heads. Quick stop. J. Cole, Fame, interacting with normal people, Gray Shirt song. And by the end, he gets like enraged J. Cole, like a legendary Super Saiyan J. Cole. He's belting with all his power, which is pretty funny. I don't think I've heard him do that before. And the whole world is the Ville. The formal final track on the album. And it's like a very J. Cole hometown pride song. There were some other J. Cole hometown pride songs on this album. This is the most direct, the most focused. And it's not a bad final track. It's not crazy, but it's not bad. Ocean Way, the actual final song on the album. It's like I thought this was gonna be like a J. Cole, "Ooh, I love my wife" type song, but it's more like a personal reflection, sort of romantic song. It was pretty good. It's like we had the town pride song before that. Now we got the personal one, but I don't know. I was kind of let down by these two as the closers to a supposedly final album. Now that we have all the tracks out the way, let's sort of get to the holistic what's going on. So there were a few that I really liked, but I'm not sure they're really gonna age on me very well. I just kind of added them off of I was fucking with them off of first glance, sort of. I might like some other ones if I listen to them some more. They might kind of grow on me. But I don't know. It kind of had a lot of. It was kind of bloated. Kind of a bloated album, which is pretty common nowadays with mainstream releases. And let's get to the sort of the issue I think people have with J. Cole. There's this Lao Tzu quote that I really love. Lao Tzu, the Chinese philosopher. I have it in my notes, I think. Let me bring it up on my laptop. Oh, yeah. Tao Te Ching, that's the book he wrote. Verse 81. True words are not eloquent. Eloquent words are not true. Wise men don't need to prove the point. Men who need to prove that point are not wise. And that, I think, sums up why J. Cole gets this, like, berated with, like, being called corny all the time. And lame and boring. Because, let me break that quote down some more. J. Cole is all about sounding smart. He's trying to sound conscious constantly. Even back when he was making like fuckboy music in his very early career, he would also try to sound conscious and intelligent, and it was a really like off-putting blend. It was like very performative male sort of. But if you look at that from more of a like he knew that already, like he was admitting his flaws sort of thing. It's a little bit better, but I don't know. Maybe he just thought he was the shit, and that was the way to be. Was like a fuck boy, but like a socially like aware, like revolutionary fuck boy, I guess. But he matured over time. He matured over time. We've gotten to this point now. He went through his whole folding clothes thing, and it's very much that sort of energy is present here. I almost fell out of my chair. And sometimes it's just better to say less. Like sometimes you don't have to rattle off a bunch of like postmodern French theory or whatever, or like J. Cole awareness seminar, Black Revolutionary, sort of apologetic. I grew up in the suburbs. My mom is white. J. Cole, Jermaine, apologetics. Sometimes it's just better to just be retarded. And that's what I do. And, listening to underground music for all these years now has taught me just is why do all that Jermaine shit when you can just be retarded? You get what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying? Like, and he really makes like rap music. He makes rap music that my mom would prefer I listen to, sort of. Or that I guess people's moms in general would want them to listen to, or imagine them listening to, if they're like smart and cogent enough. So, what else? The video's coming to an end soon, I promise, but this was kind of I guess he completed the ironic, dramatic irony of the fall off with this album. Like, it's not anything he really hasn't done before. It's sort of bloated, like I said, a lot of filler tracks. And I think people are mostly right about it. Me personally, I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. It's not great, it's not terrible. It's pretty average overall. It's, he really is for the college kids, actually. He is for the performative males, sort of. Or like the jocks, the high school jocks that were friends with like how every high school has like a light skin, like mixed race, like popular athlete dude, like a LaMelo Ball type of dude. It's music for that guy. Because that's kind of what J. Cole is, like both physically and like spiritually, I think. This has been Trap Hard Rufus album reviews. This was all off the top. This was, I mean, mainly off the top of my head, as you can probably imagine. Stay retarded. Bamp Gang 4L. Bamp Gang 5L. Plain White Shirt. J. Cole album review, and we're finished.